Hi everyone. So when I woke up this morning, I don't know, I guess I had a dream that I already made a video and I was like, oh, I don't know what happened in my mind, except I did a video and I was like, oh no, I just woke up, hello. Weird thing, because I've never dreamt about making videos before or anything about YouTube, so anyway. But I had not made a video, so in my mind, after that, I don't even know it was inspired from my dream, I realized I haven't made like a Slimline size box for you guys yet, so I think we're going to do that today. I did receive some things recently, or not receive, I ordered them, but they arrived from HSN, which were the Anna Griffin Slimline Holiday, Perfect Palette Papers, the Christmas Slimline cards and envelopes, and then this set, which is not Christmassy, but it's still very pretty, and I want to try it out. So it's the Rose 3D Concentric dies, whatever they call it. It wasn't auto ship, but now it's available. So I'll link everything if they're available, and those would be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. Those are down in the description box. I know YouTube has started a new kind of like affiliate program. I haven't looked into it. I haven't joined it. I don't know anything about that. I'm still using just my links. I don't know if later it's something you can click in the video, but like I said, I have not done that. I think I only saw it on one person's video. I was watching like a crochet video, and it said this video includes a linkable product, something like that, and then they kind of previewed what that was, and that was just in the thumbnail, like as you're going through the videos. I thought that was interesting, but I don't know how they do it, and I don't know anything about it yet, and we'll see if I ever enroll in that, but for now I'm just using my links like I normally do. So, I want to measure this because I know Anna does like oversized dies for Slimlines, and I kind of wanted to keep it to the traditional like 8.5 by 11. Obviously, if you want to put a card inside the box that's also slim, and you're going to want to make your box a little bit bigger, right, than the 8.5 by 11, because then your card won't really fit. It'll be too tight. It'll just, you know, it may not fit. You might have to put it at an angle if that even works. So maybe you want to do 8 3/4 by 3 3/4, right? But in my mind, I'm like, I want to use 8.5 by 11 paper because that's like the most popular. Back in the day, 12-inch cardstock was the most popular because that's what everyone was using, right, for scrapbooking and all that. I don't know if, yeah, I would say it was most popular. But anyway, so in my mind, I'm thinking 8.5 by 11 in the 11, so 8.5 by 3.5 in the 11-inch direction. That leaves us 2.5 inches to play with for the height of the box, you know, to kind of divvy that up, and that'll be good because then we just make one cut on our paper and then start doing our scoring. So I want to make sure that this is going to work. The largest die, I'm looking at the cutting edge, and I'm looking at these ends because is like 8 3/4, so I don't have to use that, and I don't want to use that. So let's see if the smaller one, the one that's inside, is a little bit smaller. That's coming in right at 8.5, so you know what, let's see about the other direction. 3.5, just shy, so I think that'll work. We're just going to use this inside one. And I was thinking about making an aperture for the box. This doesn't really echo this area, but we're going to have to do it if we do that. That's kind of weird. Does it cut its own edge? Hold on, let's see what's going on. Let's open this up. I just haven't made a box with an aperture in a couple times, like that I've been making these. So again, whatever you have in your stash, or you know, if you like things like this and you can get them in time, let's get those going. But you see how hers has a lot of edge because she does like 9 by 4 Slimlines. But what I'm trying to say is, yeah, like even though they made this into a frame, it's this next one, and it's not really super framey. I would love for this to be the actual design edge, but I'm not going to X-Acto knife that. So we will do that anyway. Let me grab some base papers. I brought these guys out just because, like, if you wanted to cut this down, you can still cut this down, use this beautiful paper, right? You don't have to stick with what's over here. These are a little more basic. Yeah, because this one does have some pretty stuff in it. And of course, you know, I saw that poinsettia, and I'm like thinking about this poinsettia at top. Maybe we'll cut that guy down. We'll see. Okay, I'll be right back. So I grabbed 2 different cardstocks, a black and like a cream color. I think I'll use the cream color for the base. Yeah, just something kind of elegant. Let's put these guys to the side. And then today, I think what I'll do is make it so that the lid still shows some of the base. No, can't do that. Well, I guess I could do that if I made this shorter. Sorry about the lighting. I take it back because I'm going to max out this paper, and I'm not going to be able to have a choice of making the base taller, you know, because unless I take something off the lid. So I won't do that. I'll do it next time. in the next video. So if we think about what we want to do here, do I have scrap paper? I had said that I want my paper to max out the 11 inches of this. So if it's 8.5 by 3.5 is what we're looking for. I have 2.5 inches left, so I've divided that by 2 because we need some at the top and some at the bottom. That leaves 1.25 inches height. Okay, so we're going to do the whole 11, and then to add the 2.5, 1.25 on the left and right to the 3.5, that means we're 6 inches. I hope I did that right. So let's bring this over. This is the easiest part. I usually write these things down, but since I'm not really making another cut, I think this is fine. So 6 inches. Oh, and then on this guy, it butts right up to the very edge if you have it locked in, so that works out real well. And this is my box top, and it's going to be basically the same height as the box base because we just talked about that. If you want to change it up, just add the size that you want. If you want it to be 2 inches deep so that there's a little 1/2 inch gap, then just add 2 inches all around to your box base, and then still do the same scoring that I'm going to discuss. Not the same size, but like the same trick for it to work if you're using a paper trimmer. If you're using a box maker, that kind of thing, obviously there's box base and box lid. Just use the right sides that you're scoring on, but keep the same number, right? So right now I'm going to do 1.25 inches. Is that what I had said? Yes. So I'm going to turn this, well, I guess I can just push it over. On every side, I'm going to line this up at 1.25, and we are doing this kind of manually because I'm eyeballing the lines, right? But the line goes all the way down, so you can pretty much measure that. 1.25. So we're doing a legitimate 1.25 all around the edges. This again is my box lid. 1.25. 1.25. Again, the paper was the full 11 by 6 inches. And 1.25. Okay, and we're gonna mess with this in just a second, but I have my score marks. Now, I'm gonna take my lid and same thing. It's every 8.5. Oops, sorry about that. By 6. I don't know why it's so dark. It's just that it's so early in the morning, I guess. The lighting is crazy right now. Anyway, 6. Okay, so I'm gonna cut that. Still 8.5 by 6. You make the same measurement unless you want one to be deeper than the other, right? The lid can be shorter or less, a little more shallow. I mean, I can cut some off that lid if I wanted to. At this point, I can, because I already did my thing. But let's say I cut 3/4 of an inch off every side, and then my box lid will only be this deep, So something to think about if you change your mind after you cut. Okay, so now, if you have a box maker, you're going to go to your box base side and do your measurements. On a paper trimmer, we have to do this ourselves. And what we need to do is, what's funny is it ends up being a little bit deeper than you think because we're going to look for our 16ths. These are 8ths and these are 16ths. I mean, if you want something tighter, even right now, when I go to my 1.25, because initially it was 1.25, there's little marks at top here, and you could probably line up with if you wanted to on the centimeter part, because there are some that are just over, but we're going to use the 16th. So again, the 16th is not, it's basically the first line. Let's say 1 inch, that first one is a 16th, this is an 8th, this is another 16th, this is another 8th, So we're not going to a quarter, well, we are 1.25 plus a 16th. So this line right here, the one that's right after the short guy, this little guy, is what we're going to line up with, because what you're going to do is reduce it just a little bit all around so that your box lid will fit nicely. I mean, if you want it even tighter than that, you can eyeball it and say 1.25, but I want 1/32, so you just kind of move it there. But I'm going to say 1.25 plus that 16th, so just plus a 16th. So generally I'm putting it on 1 and, what is that, 8, 7, 6, 5, and 5/16. Okay, but right here. And hopefully it's nice and straight all the way down. Get your blade out of the way. And again, on your paper trimmer, you would, on your box maker, you would put on the box base side. 1 and 5/16. Oh, and on this one, since it's short, actually I forgot that we have numbers in the center again, so that does help me line it up. Again, just another place to be able to line that up and hopefully get it pretty good there. Okay, again, 1 5/16, So it's right there. Excuse me. 5/16. And it sounds like you guys are enjoying these videos, so I appreciate your feedback. Thank you guys so much. Okay, so this guy has his lines too. Now, I said I want to make an aperture box, so I'm going to bring this guy back. And bring this guy back. Basically, this is the one that's going to make the hole for me. Now, really, honestly, I can use this one too, because if I ran this one in, it would make a hole, and then I would have this die cut to play with, but I want this one. And I'm just eyeballing this. Actually, let's not eyeball it, because we want this to line up later. So let's take this guy. Sorry, guys, that's really loud. Oh my god. Excuse me. Okay, I'm just eyeballing this. Look at that at this point for that part, but this guy, it is pretty close. Now, if you were doing this, you definitely need a machine that is big enough to accept this amount of paper, right? Because we're making a bigger box. But you don't have to make an aperture. I just thought it'd be fun because I haven't done that in a while. Okay, I'm gonna run this through my die cutting machine and it'll come back without that. You can score first and then run it through. When you run it through, it's going to flatten out anyway. But what I'm saying is this is going to be a little floppier now that this center piece is cut out, right? It's going to be a little softer to work with, but that's okay. I'm going to run it through and I'll be right back. Through the tangerine because I had it out from before. And she's doing great. Cut, cut, cut. Always cutting. Look at how destroyed that is. And it's just fine. It's basically like a cutting board. Like, you know what I'm saying, that you have in your kitchen. So it'll keep taking it, it's no big deal. I can reuse that piece in the center. So we have this guy, and I was just, I just think get some acetate, and then I looked over, because, I'm always in here and doing things and putting things to the side and I found this and I was like, should we put that in there? I wasn't planning on putting anything holographic, because I wanted to use Anna Griffin stuff, but maybe gold will look cute. You know what I'm saying? Instead of something more garish. Sure, why not? Okay. So I'll use a piece of this, but of course acetate, vellum, whatever you want to line that with would be cute. It's not the biggest piece, but we know this is 3.5 inches there, so let's cut our paper to just under 3.5. You don't have to waste it. You don't even have to cover the whole thing, but I want it to look nice. So this has a plastic coating too on it, and it's still on there. So let's do just shy of 3.5. Ooh, that plastic coating is giving me a run for my money. Hold on. I cut it, but I could feel it. Something was up. So let me take it off. I think it's on the back. Yeah. I cut it really nicely. This stuff is thick. I know I showed you guys last time, but wow. And then by 8.5. So if this is 12 inches, 8.5, that means 3.5. Okay, so 3.5 plus a little bit taken off because I'm taking it off of this, right? So 3 5/8 or so in this direction. I have this little piece I can use for something else. And so we have that ready. Okay. I'm going to glue this in just a second, but I think I'm going to go ahead and score everything first. So, on our score lines, we are going to actually score. Box lid, box base, the same thing on your score lines. Oh. Let's do this first. I like to cut first because I feel like if you cut afterwards, like having scored it makes it feel like look kind of funky. So I'm going to cut up one side and go like this. Oh, and you know what? I was going to show you guys something like I've mentioned, but I don't show it. I say sometimes I keep going around and I'll cut here and then I'll cut here like a pinwheel, right? But some people like to keep all the cuts on one side. So let's cut up this other side and I'll show you what that looks like. And I'll tell you why you might want to do that. I don't know why this paper cracks so much. Yeah. Okay, so let's just go up this way. I can see when I scored it, it just like cracked. Okay, up this one, and up this way, right? Okay, so now we're scoring. And it might be because I actually went like that pretty harshly, I don't know. I'll do a little gently over here, because I don't want that cracking. That was really odd. Okay. So now when you glue these in, you only have, an imperfection, or what you want to say. these edges here, instead of on every single one, you see the edge of your paper. I hope that makes sense. So here you just have these two edges and these two edges. Actually, let's look much more refined than every single one having an edge. Let me see if I can show you here. So like here, there's a white edge. Here, there's a white edge. Here, there's a white edge. Here, I mean, it might be hard to see. But, so if you cut it the other way, you only have two perfect sides, and then, I don't know. It doesn't really make that much difference. It does look a little bit different, but maybe it's not worth taking time to do that. You gotta cut them anyway, so what does it matter, right? So there you go. This one, same thing. I'm just going to cut. Actually, we'll do the same way just because. So I went up this side. It's hard to see in this beige color. It's a very pale cream color, right? That's what I did up on both sides. So I'll do the exact same thing, and I will be right back. Let's see if I got one side. So now that we're here, we're just gonna glue this together. You know, I brought out all that festive paper, and I'm like, I don't even know if I'm gonna use it. We'll see. Oh, well, no. I was gonna say, because maybe I line the inside of this, but where we have, I don't know, we'll see. This guy has been giving me trouble the last few days, and I need to find one of my little pickers that have been gifted to me. Okay, so glue, obviously on the glue tabs. Same thing with the top. I'm gonna glue in the acetate after I put it together, so let's first do this. And after I hold them for a few seconds, I have little clippies that people have gifted me that I'll just use to help me out so I can move along. It's pretty good. And what happens is I'll start off like with them on the edge or something, and then later I'll move them over here just to make sure everything gets clipped down really well. And same thing on this side. It is different gluing them the way I cut them, because I have to put my fingers in both the same spot over here instead of one here and one over here. But there we go. Okay, and I'll do the same thing with the lid. Exact same thing, and then we'll glue in our acetate and all that. In the meantime, because it's kind of a basic function, I'm going to take this and run it through some of the Anna Griffin kind of gold paper, the matte foil. So whatever machine you have that gives you your embossing, because this definitely has embossing on it, do that. I'm going to put this in the center here just as perfectly as I can. Tape it down, so then I'll have a frame. I'll have the gold frame, and this piece will cut out from the center, okay? I'll be back. So while this one's still setting up, I haven't tried them out, but I'm sure they'll be great. I'm going to go ahead and glue in the acetate so we can move on with everything else. And I was like, I just had that piece with me. So, you know, it's silver on the back side, it's gold on the side, or the color on the side that you want. But you can definitely use the other side, doesn't matter. I'm just going to put some glue and glue that in. So I don't want it to look too messy, but I will put some glue on the very edge. This glue does dry clear, but, you know, still trying to be neat with it. That wasn't too good. Okay, and then a little bit here, just to really hold it down around there. Obviously this is going to be at the bottom, but I just don't want it to look a hot mess, right? So let me pop that in there and then just let it lay down. And wherever it is, that's good to me. And I'll be back. So this die is quite interesting because it only has embossing really. So there is our box, so pretty. And then I grabbed the foil cardstock. Look at that, perfect. What's funny is you do get a little bit of a lip because you did that 16th, the extra 16th, so it brings the box out to, you know what I'm saying, it's thicker, a little bit thicker. So you do get that. At least there. This one only has embossing, and I got this paper, and I don't know if you can tell, it's much more, just a different color than like the normal Anna Griffin Gold, which is this one. This one is in the holiday foil. More bronzy, maybe. So anyway, I was like, well, that's gonna work. So we have this guy, again, I eyeballed that, so hopefully that's pretty good. I can glue that straight down. We can put some dimensionals, which, why not, right? It's a little Anna Griffin box, might as well do a little more. So I'm gonna put a bunch of dimensionals. I know I brought out the other paper, the poinsettia, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use this, but then it just didn't quite work out. I went a different direction with it, and that's okay. You know, it's whatever you want to do. So I'm going to line this out, not too crazy. I mean, if you're gonna tuck things behind here as you're building up, because I do have some poinsettias, same stuff I've been using. I don't know why I didn't bring out my snow people, those are so cute, but I've been using these different things. You know, you might want to tuck some behind, so just think about where your placement might be. But for me, what happens is I'll just not stick it down really until I'm ready, and then maybe I'll put something like right in here, you know, and then push it down. So, all right, I'm gonna take the backs off of these things and I'll be back. So this guy, all dimensionals that you just saw me do, I did was take the backs off of them. And before I really squish this down, make sure that's lined up pretty well. That looks really nice. And then I can always open this up and push down from the back just to make sure everything's good. As you can see, the glue does dry clear. No big deal. That looks really pretty, really opulent. I love seeing the cream color in there, because in my mind I was like, well, I showed you guys those other papers. Maybe I should cut some down and put it in the background here. But that looks so pretty with that cream color coming through, doesn't it? But you can imagine if, you know, you had some of the pattern paper in there and then whatever your gift is. I think that looks really nice. So let's see what we have. And I keep using things that they don't have in stock anymore. I don't think this one is in stock. But, you know. And then we have the snowflakes, because I totally went a different way than I was even thinking. So let's see what we end up with. Kind of a bummer that these were just shoved in there, because a lot of them are very much round like this. And it's kind of like, okay, Merry Christmas to you. I mean, look at these guys. Completely smashed. Ugh. And then the sticker's crooked. Okay, when that happens, I just like try to peel it off as carefully as I can, and I replace it, because it's basically just a 3D adhesive down in there. So I'll take it off, I'll show you. Sometimes I have to use like a pokey tool or something to help me clear that 3D sticker. But what can happen also is that you can mess up your little paper. It gets a little bit bent. So anyway, I'm not gonna do it right now, because I'm take it off and just reposition it. Okay, well, I'm gonna dig through here and see what I would want to use. Oh, this is cute, because you can even put twine on one like this. Warmest wishes to you this season. That's pretty. Happy Christmas to you. You got some British friends in here. I don't know. I haven't used these big old trees. This is more for, like, I guess a card, right? Like, that's really cute, but that's so big. Like a focal point on a card or something. So then what do I put after that? I have the gifts. I have bells. Wasn't there a set of bells in here? Maybe not. I feel like that was bells. Ugh. No, but if you hang something there and not the tree. Don't I have a set? Here they are. Ooh, that's really pretty. That's really pretty. But if I put this tree, it's covering like everything. And then if I put this Christmas, I don't know. But, you know, we have that guy up there. That's really pretty. I feel like it's almost done with that. Okay, not this one. Maybe. I keep looking at this Merry Christmas down here. It's more plain. Do you think that's enough? I think that's enough. I mean, obviously, if you go and put some flourishes down here, I know in the camera it actually looks like it's lacking some stuff, but I feel like that's pretty good. Let me put this other stuff away. I'll be right back. So funny. Well, I don't know if it's so funny, but it's funny to me. When I showed you the difference of the golds, and I showed you like one of these guys, I'm like, oh, I think I have some other examples here of the larger, with the cartouche die cuts, and then I was like, oh, well, that one, but if it was on here, maybe if it has to be popped up, you can't really see what's going on behind here, but it's a little much, so I'm not gonna go with that. But we have these guys. Is my phone ringing? No, it's not. That's weird. You guys ever had that phantom phone ring feeling? Okay. Let's see. Now, I mean, I can just stick these guys down. I feel like I'm gonna have to glue it so that they can support themselves. Now, actually, you know what? Let's not use that. Let's go ahead and glue it, because from the back, you're going to see those foams and pieces, and it's not necessary, right? So I'm just going to put glue, but these are definitely their own stickers. I'm going to put glue where I think it needs to be. I mean, we can put this down lower, but I feel like up there is perfect. So glue up here. Come on. glue here and glue on these edges that I know are touching. Other than that, this whole center area doesn't really touch anything. So let's put that there. That is so pretty. And then the Merry Christmas, I mean, we can pop this up and just put the glue on these sides. Okay, I'm gonna have to keep holding that down. But over here, we can put the Merry Christmas like on these very edges, and it's gonna pop it up from even there. So I need another one down at the very bottom. Am I doing this one-handed? I sure am. Let's see here. Hopefully I put that in the right spot. And at the bottom. Oh, I did not. Okay. I'm gonna take that off. Again, that's a sticker, so like it wants to just come off the whole back. And let's do this here. That looks good. Okay. And we can give it another push from underneath, but I'm going to hold these guys down and I'll be right back. Wait for a little bit. I just put something heavy on top. So there is our box. I mean, it is very sophisticated, very glamorous, so pretty. I didn't expect to use that gold. I think that looks really nice. It just makes it pop. And I mean, it's just a few simple things on here. And then we have our box base. Again, those pretty papers you can cut into. I mean, I love this size too, because honestly, if you were just to put little candies in here, you know, candy canes would fit in here. Anything tall like those C's, like candy sticks, or you know, actually maybe half a pound of chocolates. If you were to buy them like at Godiva or C's or something like that, would fit in here really lovely. I mean, there's just, I think, lots of ways to use this. Whatever other gifts that you need that are a little taller and, you know, not super, super high. That is really cute. Maybe a couple stacks of cookies. I mean, there's just a lot of things I can imagine putting in here. But thanks for watching, guys. That worked out really well, and I'm super happy with it. So, all right, guys, I'll link what might be available, and I'll have images coming up, and I'm hoping you're having a great holiday season, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye now.